My name is Jan Bremer, and I represent Bremer Farms, which is in Hastings, Minnesota. And I'm actually one of 4,500 dairy farmers in Minnesota. And what we do on our farm is we have dairy cattle, so we milk about 120 dairy cows, and then we have about the same amount of young stock that we're raising to be eventual milk producers. Our milk is actually sold through a cooperative called Dairy Farmers of America. It's probably one of the biggest cooperatives in our area, and our milk is picked up from the farm every day. And our milk is actually used for fluid milk, which is the drinking milk that you buy in the store. And the exciting news about milk is it's never touched by human hands, so it's extremely safe. And from the time it leaves our farm until it reaches your grocery store, it's only 2 days. So it's the first thing that we start out with is, because we're a family farm, I actually farm with my in-laws, my husband, and my 2 children. And 3 of us also have off-the-farm jobs. So we kind of dole out the responsibilities during the day. But our typical day begins with my husband and son. They do the morning milking, so they start about 6 o'clock. It takes about an hour and a half. After the milking, then they go on to the feeding, and that's all done by my husband, because then my son goes off to his full-time job. We do feeding, and then there's also crop work. We actually just finished harvest, so we combined corn, and we baled our alfalfa hay. That's the only thing we grow on our farms is corn, hay, and oats. After feeding, then we usually have to feed the cattle again around 4 o'clock, and we're back in the barn at 5 o'clock, and that's when I get put into action, because I'm then back home from my away-from-home job, and from 5 to 6:30 we do our evening milking. That's when I'm off the hook, and I get to go in the house and make dinner. But my husband oftentimes will, do something additional. It may be additional field work, depending on what time of the year it is. But usually he's probably done for the evening by about 7. There really isn't a dairy product I dislike, but I love cheese because I love the versatility of it. I mean, I love to just eat a piece of cheese. I love to cook with cheese. I mean, desserts with cheese even. I mean, I love cheese. The reason that I'm here, or one of the reasons I found out about it actually, is I was actually at a social media conference or workshop back in February, and it was actually hosted by Midwest Dairy. And what they did is they sent out just an email asking if anyone would be interested in just finding out more information about starting a blog or Facebook page, Twitter, just something to get the dairy word out. Because Midwest Dairy has recently decided that rather than putting as much money into advertising, they preferred basically using us farmers to promote our own story. So they had a workshop to get us started, and I went away with my head spinning, and I thought, I'm never going to be able to do this. And 3 months later, I started a blog, so I've actually only been blogging since May. And I just talk about things on the farm. It's called My Barnyard View. And what I do is I have news, moos, and reviews about the farm. And then they invited me to come down to St. Louis for this blog conference, and I'm just hoping to gain some new knowledge about blogging. I am again at that point where my head is spinning, but spinning in a good way, because I'm learning lots of exciting things. I'm taking tons of notes so that I can go home and really dig deeper into what I've learned. But so far it's been really beneficial. And the goal of my blog is to educate, to inform, and to entertain. So pretty much all of my blog posts talk about something relating to our farm or relating to our family. I like to interject a lot of humor, and I do a lot of recipes. I do a lot of just day-to-day stuff, but I always try and weave in a family story, and I also try and weave in a dairy connection.